So anyway, this boy who I was interested in really liked Bierman's poems. So the next time I went over to West Berlin, I bought one of his books, and when I brought it back, I had it stuffed in my pants. I mean, can you imagine, like, you know, the scandal, and my father would have died, and all kinds of stuff. But they didn't really give me too much of a once-over, coming over order, because the visa that I had in my passport was stamped by the Ministry of Security or whatever, you know, it was sort of this high up. So that sort of signaled to them that I was connected or whatever. So, but anyway, I gave him this poem, this book of poetry. So he had it at school, at the school where you are, which of course was Verboten. And he copied some of the poems, and he posted them on the bulletin boards or on posters around the school. So within no time at all, you know, they figured out who it was.
Yeah.
And he got booted out of art school because, you know, for doing this counter-revolutionary stuff.
Wow.
Which, of course, I felt so guilty about, because I thought, oh my God, if I hadn't brought him that book, he wouldn't have had the poems to write out and stuff. But anyway, in that cafeteria, they had this sort of little kangaroo court meeting with him. So it was the student council and you know, and the principal and everyone was invited and so on. And I think two of his friends. So there he is with his other two offenders, and I can't remember what they were accused of doing. And so basically, you know, every school had a fellow who was the head of the Marxism, Leninism, you know, who was head of the philosophy department, because it was compulsory for every student to take a philosophy class along with all their art classes. And so he had a lot of kind of political power, this guy. And he got up and he gave this big long speech about, you know, the enemies of the GDR and capitalism, and that's what you're promoting, and you're a class enemy, and and I mean, I just watched this whole thing. Other students who disagreed, of course, they weren't going to say anything because they didn't want to have it affect them. And anyways, he was kicked out of school, and so were the other two guys. And years later, after I moved here, he contacted me through, you know, the internet, and you know, and I apologized for it, but he said, "Oh my God, like I never even made that connection." But anyway, it turns out he's totally certifiably crazy, and hears voices and believes that he has electronic implants in his head from East Germany that that talk to him all the time. And so at one point, before the wall came down, they released him to the West, but he still felt completely persecuted, and so his life was totally fucked up.
Wow.
But he was, I don't know, I had to finally cut off communication with him because he was so...
I think I remember that. That was more recent again, because you'd like, right? With the internet.
Well, not that recent. It's, you know, it's I don't know, about maybe 6 years ago or something.
Yeah. Wow.
But you know, as soon as I saw the picture of that, I guess because that's one of the most dramatic things that ever happened in that cafeteria, was having that sort of quasi... I mean, the idea of having this public thing, of course it had already been decided that he would be kicked out and everything, but it was just to go through the, I can't even think of the words.
Go through the motions.
Yeah, go through the motions of it being some kind of democratic thing that the student body had decided, along with, along with the teachers and so on, and because the student association was there too, and